everyone. Happy Friday. Sorry if I sound a little funny. I'm trying to get over a sinus infection. Anyway, wanted to talk briefly about the histogram. A lot of people are confused about the histogram or why you need to use the histogram. I do not rely on my LCD to give me a proper representation of exposure. The LCD is made to be bright so that you can see it when you're out shooting on a bright sunny day. So I've programmed my camera, and everybody can do this to their own cameras, to during the playback mode, you can see the histogram. But the histogram is just a representation of darks and lights. On the left side of the histogram, you have your dark tones. On the right side of the histogram, you have your bright tones. If we look at our histogram, on the left side here, we have the number of pixels going up that axis. So pure black is represented right down there in the bottom left corner. Pure white is over on the right side, and the number of pixels is going upward. So if you happen to have a lot of bright pixels, it'll be more towards the right side. If you have a lot of dark pixels, it'll be towards the left. If you have a lot of midtones, it'll be right in the middle. So let's look at this kind of real world here. Here are a couple of histograms for some different images. Let's look at them a little bit closer. The first image on top there, you can see is just kind of spread across the range of the histogram. Lots of darks, lots of midtones, some brights. The one in the middle though, you can see how the whole histogram is leaning towards the left. And if we look again, that middle one is too dark, it's underexposed. And that one on the bottom is too bright, it's overexposed. So when we look at that histogram, the one on the bottom, you can see how it is just slammed up against the right side. So basically what you're looking for is an exposure that gives you a histogram that is, kind of as far to the right as possible without overexposing, without blowing too many pixels. And keep in mind when you're looking at the image on the back of your camera, you're actually looking at a JPEG. So if you're shooting in RAW, you actually have a little bit more flexibility. So if you're blowing just a few pixels in a white cloud or something like that, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't underexpose it any further, just to save a few pixels that can be rescued with the highlight slider in Lightroom or Photoshop, or just about any other software for that matter. I just want you to understand that there is no such thing as a right histogram or a wrong histogram. There are, however, incorrect exposures. A histogram is just representing the world in front of your lens. As I scroll through images here, you can see how the histogram changes from one image to another. You can see that this one right here, which is just some sweeping grasses in the marsh, lots and lots of midtones, no real dark shadows, no real bright highlights. It's just representing what my lens saw. So if I look at this image, so lots of dark detail down here, some midtones and all of these clouds, which are represented right here, and then the brighter sky right here. So if I look at the underexposed image, you can see that lots of dark detail here, and I have absolutely no highlight detail whatsoever. If I look at the overexposed image, no more dark detail. It's not up on this left edge anymore. Now it's riding up on the right side. So when you shoot an HDR set like this one is, so you shoot a metered image, an underexposed and an overexposed, and you blend those three together, you have the best of all worlds. Their image here, you can see, again, lots and lots of dark pixels. It doesn't matter really, in the middle how high this is going, the number of pixels. If I were to point the camera up at a clear blue sky, it would show a ton of pixels right in the middle, going straight up. The only time you really need to concern yourself with it is on the left side and the right side. If you're losing detail in your shadows or you're losing detail in your highlights, that's when you really need to worry about it. So I hope you kind of understand and appreciate your histogram a little bit more now. I hope you use it in the future to help you make better judgments on your exposure when you're in the field. And also during your editing, I kind of watch my histogram while I'm editing to make sure that I'm not losing too much detail, pushing things too far. Again, I apologize for the raspy voice, and I will try and see you again next Friday, hopefully sounding a little bit better. Y'all take care.